Approximately 30 years ago, I began giving anesthesia with as low an FiO2 as the patient would tolerate for a saturation of 98%. I've done that now for a full 30 years. Almost every one of my patients, upon extubation, I put on room air. I wait exactly 5 minutes. If their saturation is 96% or above, we go to the PACU on room air. Some of my colleagues were critical. I remember the paper looking at postoperative hypoxemia and arrival in the PACU. Those authors suggested monitoring saturation. Everyone went to giving everyone oxygen. I was the senior author on that paper.
Yeah.
Ever since then, I felt this is the right way, and everything you've said tells me what I've been doing has not been so bad.
No?
What do you think?
And George being an anesthetist, I am not. Okay, thank you. I like what you said, of course.
I've got a question for you. How would you propose titrating PEEP? So intraoperatively, how would you propose that we titrate PEEP? How do you know what's too much and what's not enough, and what would you watch to set that?
I understand that you cannot do titration maneuvers or steps taking 20 minutes or whatever. I would like to know, are the lungs normal? I mean, is the patient lung healthy? Secondly, what is the BMI? And then I would have a simple table with 3 levels or something. PEEP 6, 7 for a low BMI. Now I'm speculating a little. Then from BMI 25 to 33 or something, I would have a little higher PEEP, 10. And then with a morbid obesity, even higher PEEP. Perhaps be a little more concerned with any circulatory effects. But I understand that you cannot have a complicated procedure to titrate it. What I mean by titrated is perhaps 3 different levels.
I think in one of your slides you showed that if you pre-oxygenate with 60%, you get no atelectasis. Then why do you recommend maintaining FiO2 of 30% or 30 to 40%? Why then not 60% also?
Yeah, I agree. I must say that having learned also that you can keep FRC or protect FRC to fall during the pre-oxygenation induction, rapidly switch to PEEP with a mechanical ventilation. Then you can give 100% oxygen during a situation where you consider to be a little more risk for them. Again, you have to decide on this, not me. But I understand that when you intubate the airway, you want to have as much safety time as possible. And the point is that if you have a face mask, breathing 100% oxygen, the PEEP or CPAP is 6 or whatever the patient is good for the patient. I would say 6, 7 people will tolerate that. And then you take away the tube to intubate airway. The lung is more expanded. You will have longer time of apnea before it becomes dangerous than if you have not used the CPAP face mask. So there's a benefit simply by that. And then if you have a problem with intubation, I don't see any problem with that. You can go back to intubating the patient with a face mask. At least I don't see that you add any risk to the patient.
Any other questions?
Gärna.
You nicely demonstrated the effects of PEEP on the lungs. But a human body is more than lungs, it's also a heart. And often the right ventricle will fail if you ask the patient to pump against 10, 12 centimeters water. How would you balance between the two?
how
Would you balance between the public failure which is potentially present and opening the lungs?
I mean, if you have any problem with the induction of anesthesia to have an elevated airway pressure, you can do a recruitment maneuver after you have secured the tube. I mean, you said a little bit of an art. It's an art to have different options as well. And what I would like to do, if I feel that I may not have kept the lung open after that I have put in the tube and everything is under order again, that is to do a recruitment maneuver and continue with 30% oxygen. I don't see anything wrong with that. So I would not feel that I have failed. Okay. I'm on.
Thank you very much for all your work over the years, elucidating this.
Okay.
Thank you. There's a technique being used for induction in the UK now where you have high nasal, 70 litres a minute oxygenation, which maybe gets a different situation with the lungs, and you can keep patients oxygenated for 20 minutes without them breathing. And I think there's a lot of interesting work to be done there.
I know that if you apply high nasal gas, I would say, not oxygen, you may increase tracheal airway pressure by up to 6 centimeters of water. I was surprised to see that. I have seen recent results on that. And if you can use high nasal gas flow, not oxygen necessarily, then you keep the lung volume elevated even without a face mask. And then you are even better, presumably the patient will tolerate that even better. And that is also something for the wake up, where we have seen difficulties. Patients waking up do not like to have a face mask. So there, I think there's still time to develop techniques. No.
Okay, one last question. Then.
Why should we be running 30% oxygen intraoperatively when we've got a high saturation? Shouldn't we be pushing to the point where on the oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve, we're sensitive to lung shunt, picking up lung shunt and atelectasis without having to put a patient in a scanner? Can't we do that every day of our lives in the operating room?
I think you have your answer.
Which is yes.
Okay.
Thanks very much, John.
Thank you.